Hello, welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa, he is Sascha Segan, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to break down the top tech news of the day, answer some of your reader questions, and then show you one cool thing that we pulled off the shelf here in the lab. Let's start with the big news of the day. AT&T is attempting to buy DIRECTV for some $48.5 billion. This would make it one of the largest television and internet providers in the United States. DIRECTV is the #1 satellite TV provider and the #2 provider of pay TV services. This makes AT&T a lot bigger.
Yeah, I mean, this makes a lot of sense because DIRECTV's business has basically peaked. DIRECTV is a pure play pay TV company. They have no real internet aspect.
No internet that anybody wants to use.
Exactly, exactly. They have no mobile network, they have no mobile spectrum, and pay TV is still succeeding, but it started on its downward slope. It's the technology of the past, and internet-based video is the technology of the future. So DIRECTV needs to join up with someone who is in the future, and that's AT&T. AT&T, meanwhile, gets to start selling quadruple play packages where they can sell TV and landline internet and mobile internet and phone. It's a better product for AT&T. The only question is what happens to the 5.7 million people who currently have AT&T Uverse TV and have DIRECTV as another option.
Yeah, I think that they're going to have to go one way or another. The other thing that AT&T gets here is 18 million Latin American customers, which really helps them grow their international footprint. That's good for them. But the real question is, what does this mean for the Comcast-Time Warner merger? All of a sudden, Comcast was saying they needed Time Warner in order to be competitive, that their other vendors were moving in this space and they needed to get big in order to compete. This supports that point.
Yeah, I think this absolutely helps Comcast's argument in merging with Time Warner because they're going to say we need to be big to compete with this other big TV provider. But at the same time, it's a misdirect. It's a smokescreen because the problem with the Comcast-Time Warner merger has nothing to do with TV and everything to do with broadband internet access. The AT&T DIRECTV merger is irrelevant to broadband internet access, and that internet access pipe, that's where the regulators need to look.
Let's move on now from old media to new media. Reports are that YouTube is going to be buying Twitch for a sum about $1 billion. Twitch, a lot of old school people don't even know what Twitch is, but Twitch is a major online service for watching people play video games. A lot of this is being distributed on YouTube anyway, so YouTube's sort of vertically integrating here.
Well, this is really tied to the first story we were talking about because you know how I just said pay TV is the past, internet video and internet TV are the future. Well, here we have YouTube and Twitch, and these are two companies of the future. And Twitch is generating a massive amount of continually streamed video content, some produced by professionals, some produced by amateurs, which to some extent competes directly with the pay TV sports channels.
I mean, you can only watch one thing at a time, and this is crowding out a lot of pay TV broadcasts for a whole generation.
And specifically in sort of the same like dopamine receptors that ESPN attacks. Yeah. So Twitch is kind of the ESPN of the future, and Google's looking at that. They're not looking at old satellites and stuff.
And when do we start to worry about Google getting too big? Because now not only do they own the pipes, they own the distribution platform, now they're owning the content networks themselves. There's going to be a point where people start to look at Google and say, you know what, you've got too much of a media empire.
Yeah, I mean, Google is a classic little bit of everything company at this point, where they own just enough of a whole bunch of different things, a whole bunch of different areas to be powerful, but just not enough to attract the attention of regulators.
Finally, we've got this news that Samsung is taking over a terminal in Heathrow Airport. They are rebranding it the Terminal Galaxy S5. They are going to put their branding on every screen in the terminal, and it's going to be Galaxy S5 everywhere for 2 weeks in Heathrow. I think this is going to backfire.
Yeah, I mean, Samsung is always teetering on the edge between marketing power and marketing arrogance. And in this case, they sent out a press release saying they were rebranding the terminal and they would take over the signage and wayfinding. And then everyone freaked out, and Heathrow Airport had to send out a press release saying, no, really, they're not rebranding the terminal, they're just buying some ad space. And Samsung, you know, this is hubris. This is, you know, Icarus. Samsung needs to make sure they don't fly too close to the sun.
I don't think there's anybody going through that airport that doesn't already know about the Galaxy S5. So what value are they really adding by clogging up all the screens with their promotional material?
It's a sense of inevitability. Samsung really wants to create the sense that the Galaxy S5, you know, it's just the phone you're going to buy. It's the only phone. It's the phone you're going to buy. It's the one that's out there. You might as well not bother to make a choice because the only phone is the Galaxy S5.
But it'll be 2 weeks, 2 weeks only. This too shall pass. Let's move on to our reader question. We take reader questions on Facebook, on Twitter, via email. Sasha, this question is for you specifically because they know that you're a person of interest fan. Sasha, you've been said that you enjoy the show. How realistic is bluejacking and phone cloning on the show? Like, can that really happen?
One of the things I love about the show is how realistic the technology is and then how they take it another step. And bluejacking and phone cloning were big issues a number of years ago. Phone cloning was a huge problem with analog mobile phones. Bluejacking was a big issue about 10 years ago with the initial run of Bluetooth phones. The manufacturers have closed those obvious holes by now. But that said, where a person of interest gets it right is the NSA has secret backdoors into everything.
Yeah.
And we're assuming that the POI guys are using secret NSA technology that most of us do not have access to. And, I would feel safe assuming that the NSA can break into any piece of hardware you own.
There you go. You heard it here. Let's move on to our one cool thing. We test thousands of products here in our lab every year in New York City. Every day we take one thing off the shelf and show it to you. Today, that cool thing is the Seagate Backup Plus Fast. Notice this is the Backup Plus Fast, not the Backup Plus Slow, which is not selling as well. And this is a $269 editor's choice drive. And the thing that amazes me about it, 6 cents a gigabyte. 4 terabytes, it's 6 cents a gigabyte. That is just extraordinary to me. You gotta remember how far we've come and how fast. To have a 4 gigabyte drive for 6 cents a gigabyte is just stunning.
I think it shows how far we've come that you said 4 gigabytes. Because that's where your brain is.
That's right.
Your
I'm thinking gigabytes.
I'm measuring this thing in gigabytes, but no, it is 4,000 gigabytes. Okay. One thing to watch out for with this drive is that I've seen consumer electronics devices that cannot even handle a drive this big. This drive is so huge.
Yeah.
So, but if you have a lot of data, you're backing up your home PC, you're moving data from one place to another, maybe a laptop is your primary computer, this kind of portability with this kind of space, I mean, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
a
stunning.
idea.
There's also no Thunderbolt option. It's USB 3.0, so that's a little bit of a minus, but
who uses Thunderbolt?
A great drive. You can read the full review on PCMag.com. And that's PCMag Live for today. We invite you to tune in tomorrow where we will have a brand new show.